Hello and welcome to another episode of Dream Home Cooking. Today is all about shortcuts. And so I've got a great menu to share with y'all. I'm going to make something called the best ever pasta salad. I'm making chicken Parmesan sliders, which are delicious. And then I have a chicken crust pizza. And then for dessert, some Oreo dirt pudding parfaits. It's all simple and easy and lots of shortcuts. So the first thing I'm going to do is the pasta salad. And it got its name from my kids because every time I make it, they'll say, "Mom, this is the best pasta salad ever." So you want to start with 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I have that in here. And then 2 tablespoons of white sugar. This just kind of adds a creaminess to the dressing of the salad, which I like. So I'm just going to take a whisk and just whisk it until I can incorporate that sugar into the mayo. And don't let this be a put-off if you don't like mayo, because you wouldn't even know mayo was in here probably once you eat it. Okay, so that's mixed up. Now you're going to take a bottle of your favorite Italian dressing. I love Ken's Zesty Italian. I think it's really good. And you can make homemade, but you know, when it's good out of the bottle, I'm not a fan of a lot of dressings, but Italian, I can handle that out of the bottle. So you just want to pour that into the mayonnaise mixture and get all that out of there. All right, and then I'm going to whisk it before I start adding all the ingredients. And the last ingredient I will add is the actual pasta itself, because I don't want to beat it to death and break it all up trying to get everything mixed. Okay, so in this pasta salad are a lot of good things, and you can always mix and match in a pasta salad. For instance, there's salami in it. If you don't like salami, you can add pepperoni. So this is a cup of salami that I cut into bite-sized pieces. Then I have a can of chickpeas, and I rinse them and drain them real well because you don't want it to make your salad runny. This is a cup each of red bell pepper, a cup of green bell pepper, and then I have some red onion. I know a lot of people are not big fans of red onion. It's kind of strong, so I just do about a 1/4 cup of chopped red onion. And you can leave it out if you want. And then I have a can of artichoke hearts. It's one of those little, not a can, a little jar. I think it's 14 ounces. And I did drain those. You don't have to, but I like to drain them. Then I normally like the little mozzarella balls that they have, the little miniature ones, the fresh little pearls. The store was out of them, so I substituted some mozzarella string cheese. I just took about 4 or 5 of those pieces and just cut them into bite-sized pieces. You can do provolone, you can do any kind of cheese you like. And then lastly, the star of the show is the pasta. And here is a tip when making pasta salad. You want to make sure your pasta is al dente. You don't want to overcook it because then it becomes mushy. And it's also important to have your pasta still kind of warm when you mix it in the dressing. So this is a 12-ounce bag of the rotini tricolored pasta, and then a 10-ounce bag of just the little cheese tortellinis. And you can mix and match your types of pasta too. Okay, so that is it. And you see it's a beautiful pasta salad with so many different colors and textures and flavors. Oh, and then I'm also going to add a little bit. This is a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. Just going to throw that in there. Okay, so you just want to stir it real well to get all those good items mixed up together. And then I'm going to pop it in the fridge a couple of hours, and I'm going to show y'all how I make this chicken crust pizza. Okay, so I put the pasta salad away in the fridge, got stuff kind of cleaned up, and now I want to show y'all real quick how I make this chicken crust for a barbecue chicken pizza. It's super simple. You want to take a 12-ounce can of canned chicken, and you can, of course, use a chicken breast and ground it up in a food processor, but today's all about shortcuts, so I want to show y'all how these things can just be really simple. And I'm just kind of taking the fork and just breaking the chicken up to where it's more like a shredded chicken. And I did drain it real well. Just dump it in the colander and let it sit there a minute and kind of push it down with a fork. Then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic salt, and then about a 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And then I have a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. And actually, this works better. It's the one in the green can. It works better than the shredded. But this is an amazing little pizza crust. And, you know, I told y'all about my 3-day keto quest. In my quest, this is one of the things that I came across and tested. And it's really, really good. So if you're looking to add a lot of protein to your diet, this is one way to do it. Or if you have gluten intolerance, then the last thing is going to be an egg. We're going to put that in there. And you just want to make sure that you mix it real well. And then we're just going to turn it out onto a parchment paper lined baking sheet. And I'm going to do my best to form it into a round pizza crust, but if it's not perfect, that's okay. If you want to make it oblong or square, you can. So, but you do want to make sure that you get that egg mixed in real well with the rest of the ingredients. And you see it'll kind of have a sticky consistency. This makes enough to split a pizza. Well, really, if this was anybody in my family, any men, this would be their own pizza. But you can double or triple the recipe to, fit the portions for your family. But I am just going to put it on here. And I did spray a little cooking spray. And then you're just going to take the fork and or your hands or both. And in my family, we like a very thin, crispy pizza crust. So I'm going to pat it out to make it pretty thin. And then it's so simple. You bake this in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes. Then you take it out and then you add whatever toppings you want to add to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get it in the oven, and I'll show y'all how I finish it up later. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to show y'all how I make the Oreo dirt pudding parfaits.
Years ago, we researched different cabinet companies. Wellborn was the cabinet company that we decided to go with. Wellborn has a lot of your custom style building like we did in the local cabinet shops years ago. You just can't go wrong with a product like that with Wellborn. On top of that, Wellborn has researchers that are out in the market every day. Their job is to see what's current in the market, what's selling, and what their dealers need to be showing in their showroom. So come out, let me help you design your kitchen with Wellborn products.
Hey guys, come on in.
Hey Troy.
Yeah, let me show you around.
Wow.
As the Acme Brick spokesperson, I get paid in brick. All the brick I want. Solid. What? Too much? To get Acme Brick quality, look for the Acme name. And here's the guest room. Hope you like a firm mattress.
Choosing an appliance can be complicated these days. That's why at Bob Wallace Appliance, we start by asking questions like an occasional cook or a serious chef, something just for you or an army, once a week or once a day. You see, it's not just what we know about appliances, it's what we know about you. Bob Wallace Appliance, locally owned and operated for more than 35 years. Online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Okay, we're back, and I've got everything out to make this delicious Oreo dirt pudding parfait. And they're so fun because I make them in these little individual jars, and they're really pretty too. So there's a couple of moving pieces and parts. The first thing you want to do, which I did off camera, you take a standard package of Oreo cookies, and I put them in a Ziploc bag, and then I took a coffee mug and alternated with the coffee mug and a rolling pin until I got everything, crushed up real well. You can also put them in the food processor, but that's just one more thing you got to clean, so I didn't want to do that. So what you want to do once you crush the Oreos, you're going to take a half a cup out and just set it aside. That's going to be our topping. Then I have a half a stick of butter melted, so I'm going to add the rest of these Oreo cookies to that, and these can be messy. And then I'm just going to take a fork until I get this mixed up. This is basically going to be the crust of this little parfait. I have a recipe I did years ago on Dream Home Cooking, I think maybe my first year, 15 years ago, it was an Oreo pudding parfait, but you put it in a planter and did fake flowers on top, and then you could do gummy worms. It was really cute, and it tasted really good. But it's funny how it freaks people out because they look at it and they realize it's a dessert, and then they're hesitant to eat it. Okay, so you just got to put a little bit of elbow grease in that, mix in the butter and the cookies. Okay, so now that's mixed together. Now I'm gonna make the filling, which is a block of cream cheese, and it's always best if you take it out of the fridge and let it come to complete room temperature. It takes, 2 or 3 hours. It's just so much easier to work with. So, and I got the old bad mixer. I forgot to get another one. So hopefully it'll do me right. You add a cup of powdered sugar to the 8 ounces of cream cheese, and then we're just gonna blend that together. I'm gonna hold my breath. You can see when it's ready because it'll become real smooth. All that powdered sugar gets nice and incorporated. Okay, then last we are gonna add an 8-ounce tub of Cool Whip. I'm just gonna put that in there. I could just eat this mixture out of the bowl. I don't need anything else, but the Oreo cookies just really make it stand out. Okay. This used to be our good old trusty Tupperware when we were growing up. Cool Whip tubs, you could put them in the dishwasher 10 times and they would never mess up if you didn't put them on the bottom rack. Okay, so I'm gonna add that together. Oh, okay, so that is mixed. Now I'm gonna have to try to get, so that's a lot on here, so I don't wanna lose that. So this is your filling, and then you want to make chocolate pudding ahead of time. I know I did homemade chocolate pudding a couple weeks ago on the show, but sometimes shortcuts are okay. So this is one of those the large boxes of chocolate pudding. I think it's 5.9 ounces or some silly measurement like that. But you just add 2.5 cups of cold milk to that pudding mixture, and then you mix it, and then you put it in the fridge for a little bit because you want your pudding to be set up when you start making these. Okay, I think I got that off, and then I'm just gonna kind of scrape down the sides in case I missed anything. Okay, so now we're ready to start building the parfaits. So I'm just gonna do a mixture. I'm just gonna put equal amounts in the bottom of each jar. And then it's kind of like a little assembly line. You do the cookie crumbs, and then the filling, and then the pudding, and then more Cool Whip. So I'll do that, and then I'll show y'all the next step. Okay, so I got as equal parts as I could. I got them filled up. And then you can take a little shot glass or something really small and use that to just push down those crumbs, because you want it to be packed solid, kind of like a pie crust. I'm just gonna make one and show y'all the rest of how to build it. So the little shot glass trick works pretty well. So then you're gonna take a nice dollop of the cream cheese mixture, and we're just gonna put it down into the jar, and then just sort of press it down with a spoon. And then you're gonna add a dollop of chocolate pudding. These are great to take to a little party or for a picnic. So you put that dollop of chocolate pudding on there. Then we're gonna add just a little dollop of, one more little dollop of whipped cream. And then a few of these little Oreo sprinkles. And then there you go. There's your dirt pudding parfait, and they're delicious. And then you can just pop the lid on them, put them in the fridge until you're ready to serve them. And they're good for a couple days in the fridge. So I'm gonna get all these filled up, and then when we come back, I'll show you guys how I do the delicious chicken Parmesan sliders.
My father started this business in 1977. The people that work for us is part of what sets us apart. All of our employees have experience. All of our plumbers have been with us for 10 years or greater. Our motto at Dean & Son is quality and service. We're going to do quality work. We don't leave people hanging. We're there when we're supposed to be. We're done when we're supposed to be. Living up to what you sell and service them after they pay you, that's where your integrity in the plumbing business comes.
Dean & Son Plumbing Company. Call today at 518-9780. When you select Wolde Flooring's hardwood, you don't just enhance your home, you transform it. With hundreds of beautiful, durable, hand-selected varieties that come with up to a 50-year warranty, you can count on unsurpassed beauty and proven durability that's guaranteed to stand the test of time. When you want the best flooring for your home, come to Wolde Flooring in Madison. WoldeFlooring.com, 256-325-8453.
Since 1983, individuals and businesses in Alabama have relied on Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel, and South for their legal representation. Our experienced attorneys offer high-quality legal counsel in commercial law, real estate, and personal injury litigation. So if you need an attorney, hire the best attorney you can. Call the experienced North Alabama attorneys at Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel, and South to arrange your initial consultation, because we're dedicated to setting the standard for legal services.
Okay, we're back, and now I'm ready to show y'all how to make these delicious chicken Parmesan sliders and finish up the chicken crust pizza. So I like to just take a serrated knife or a bread knife. It just makes it easier. And just put your hand over the top and then go ahead and just cut all the rolls at one time. It's a little tedious, but you can do it. It's a lot easier than trying to cut each one separately. And these are a standard pack of Hawaiian rolls. Gosh, this is so fresh. The bread is just kind of almost sticky. So now I'm gonna just take this top part and move it to the side for a second. Okay, and now I'm gonna put some cheese. This is provolone. You could use whatever cheese you like, but I find that this combination is just really good. The little thin slices work great. We're just gonna line the bread with about 6 to 8 provolone pieces, because you do want it to be nice and cheesy, and I'm just overlapping it just like so. These are just ooey gooey delicious. We had a bunch of people over last weekend and I made them, and everybody was kind of hanging out around the swimming pool, and I brought them out and everybody wanted the recipe, and they couldn't believe how easy it is, because I have a big cheat shortcut, and that is to use the breaded frozen chicken tenders. Now you can do your own if you want to, but that takes a minute and it makes a mess. So instead, I do a little cheat system. So you just follow the instructions on the chicken tender package and you just bake them according. And then I just take the pieces and just kind of lay them evenly over the cheese. And if you want, you can I have done it with chicken patties before. They're a little bit more uniform in their size, but they're really big. So that's kind of why I like the tenders. But either one works. Or if you want to home make the chicken, that works too. And sometimes when I make my homemade chicken Parmesan, if I have a lot of chicken breasts left over, this is a great little snack or appetizer to make, or lunch with your leftover breaded chicken breast. Okay, so now I'm just going to take just whatever your favorite sauce is. And I like to use pizza sauce because it's a little thicker. So that's what I'm using right now. And you just generously spoon the sauce over each of the chicken tenders. And when this bakes up, it's just kind of ooey gooey, cheesy, saucy, delicious. And the bread's a little crunchy on the outside. It's a great quick little lunch or appetizer. Okay, so I think that's enough sauce. Now I'm going to take and just put the top back on. And then I'm going to kind of press it down just a little bit. Then I've got a mixture. This is the best part that you want to put on the top. So this is a stick of butter. You can do a little less if you want, but a stick of butter. This is a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I have a tablespoon of fresh chopped basil. Actually, it might be about 1.5 tablespoons. Then I have a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. Now, the crushed red pepper flakes have a little bit of heat to them, so you can certainly leave those off, or, just back off a little bit and only do about 1/2 teaspoon. But my family loves the kick, the spicy kick. Okay, so then just take a little fork or something and blend that real well. And then I'm gonna start by brushing the tops of the rolls, and eventually I may end up finishing it up just pouring it over there. And I like to use a piece of parchment paper on the bottom of them so that it doesn't burn the bottoms, because that can happen. You can do this in a glass 13x9 baking dish, but I would definitely put some parchment paper down, because you don't want your bottoms burned. All right. And then I'm going to save about 1/4 of the mixture, so when they come out of the oven, I take and brush, the warm crispy bread right after it comes out of the oven. And then that makes it really good. All right, so those are ready to put in the oven, and you put them in the 350 oven for about 15 minutes. You want to start watching them. I'd say 15 to 20 minutes. But I'm going to pop these over here, and I want to show y'all how I finish up this barbecue chicken pizza. So this is the crust. You can see, you can pick it up, and y'all, it is delicious. My kids had a fit when I made it. They're like, "You're telling me this is just chicken?" I said, "Yeah, and an egg and some cheese and a little seasonings, but it's delicious." So for this, you can add any topping you want to, just like you would pizza. So because it's a chicken base, the crust, I'm just going to turn it into sort of a barbecue chicken pizza. And I'm just going to put a little red sauce as the bottom layer. This is, to me, way better than a cauliflower pizza crust, because I've made those too, but I really like this. Okay, and then I've got some red onion. And any of this you don't like, you can leave off. Mike's going to watch. He might say something about red onion on a pizza because he's not a big fan of it. Okay, and then I have some bacon that I cooked. Just going to put those bacon pieces around the top. Okay. Then I like to take a little barbecue sauce. Take it right out of the little pan and just do a little squeeze of the barbecue sauce. And then you just top it with some cheese. I'm just doing some mozzarella. In this case, I really like the whole mozzarella that you can slice thin, so you've got the nice little round pats of mozzarella. They didn't have it at the store. So I'm just using this shredded mozzarella, and I don't like it to be too cheesy, but if you do, you go ahead and you put as much on there as you want. Okay, so that's done. So now I'm going to put this back in a 375 oven for about 6 or 8 minutes, just until the cheese melts, and it's delicious. So I'm going to get both of these things in the ovens, and then when we come back, Mike will be here to taste all of this delicious food.
In choosing a contractor in today's market, finding someone that is going to take care of you and make sure that you're happy with their product, with the quality, it's not an easy task today. The most important thing to me is doing what you say you're going to do, taking care of the customer, installing a product that is superior. My motto is, call the lady with a team you can trust, and I feel confident that we are a team that you can trust.
Hey guys, I wanted to let y'all know, about a year ago, me and Bruce Stone started a new company called Stonewood Homes. And Stonewood is a little different business plan than Woodland Homes, because Stonewood is a scattered lot home builder, which means if you have a lot and you're looking for a builder, Stonewood is the answer. So if you own a home site or you're looking at building a custom home, give us a call at 830-9000 and let's start building.
Okay, we're back, and I've got Mike in the kitchen with me, and it must be Casual Friday.
It's Work Friday.
You look cute in a hat. I like it. So
it all looks great.
Thank you. Well, that's the kids call it the best ever pasta salad. There's so much stuff in there, and you see how pretty it is, and it makes a ton. So it's that, and then of course my Oreo dirt pudding parfaits, the chicken parmesan sliders.
Yep, had those not too long ago. They were really good.
One of my good finds on my 3-day keto quest was the chicken crust pizza, so I turned it into a barbecue chicken pizza. But it's really good. Y'all give me your feedback on it if you make it, because you can see, it's a nice crispy crust and lots of protein.
Okay, well, that sounds good.
Yeah, so Kendallwood is our community of the week, and I haven't been out there in so long. What's happening out there? It's
a lot of homes being built.
Yeah. That's what I've heard.
You know, yeah, so Kendallwood is located in Meridianville, and we've been building out there for, I guess, about a year and a half.
Yeah, that's
and
fun.
we've got a bunch of homes built, a bunch of neighbors moved in. We just completed phase 2, and we've got homes under construction. And phase 3, we should be finishing up within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's you who called them the finger cities outside of Huntsville that everybody seems to love. Meridianville, and then New Market.
I don't think that there's a place in Huntsville right now that's not growing. I mean, it's just
insane in a good way.
Yeah, it's just growing crazy. It's fun to watch it. But
and that area has grown. They've got plenty of restaurants. They've got a great school system.
Yeah, they do.
And it's still convenient to Huntsville.
It's close.
So,
very close. Yeah, so we're excited about the location. Phase 3, we're excited about phase 3. Phase 3's got like 4 different cul-de-sacs.
Yeah.
So we've got a very good selection of home sites. We've got home sites that back up to a tree line, so we got privacy. Cul-de-sacs, nice. You know, you always get a little bit bigger lot in a cul-de-sac, and so we've got.
I love a big cul-de-sac.
Yeah, so we've got a really good lot selection out there, and we're building our classic Woodland Series product out there, and we've got a beautiful model home. And if you are looking for like what's new in decorating and all that, you got to go out to the Kendallwood model because it will knock your socks off. I mean, it's just gorgeous.
I love what everything has turned to as far as lighting is so different. I mean, when we built this house 15 years ago, I mean, the lighting, our daughter tells us all the time, it's now out of style. But I love the things that they do now.
The way that I look at it is today they're just like feel-good houses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Clean
I mean,
lines.
Yeah, and our design department and our decorating department, I mean, they do such a good job, whether if it is a home that we're building for sale or whether if it's working one-on-one with that customer. You know, it's all about, you know, making these houses really feel good. Yeah. And you'll see that when you go out to the model home at Kendallwood. Well, of course, you know, all of our models are basically, you know, that's such a popular trend.
Yeah.
You can really kind of see a lot of these same features in all of our models. So.
And they're all open 7 days a week, so you can go out any day and
the best place to start shopping is to go online at woodlandhomes.com. We've got all of our communities. We've got virtual walkthroughs. We've got a lot of information on our website.
New website.
And you can also find...
Yes, you can find my recipes on woodlandhomes.com, and much easier to find than they have been in the past. And also, I always...
It's our new website for you.
Yeah. I always post on the Dream Home Cooking Facebook page as well when we have new shows. So, yes.
So if y'all are looking for a new home, you can't go wrong with the Woodland Homes. Y'all come out and see us, and we're hungry, so we're getting ready to eat.
Yes, and as always, a huge shout out to our sponsors. Without them, we couldn't do this, and they're all amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all come see us.
Okay.